Alright, what is going on, you guys? So this is a video that I decided to make because someone's comment on my video. They were still having problems with the motion blur, the FOV blur, but all the people who have had the FOV blur or the HUD field of view issues, and I know a lot of you guys have had it resolved because of my video, which is awesome. So that's super cool that my video helped out so many people. But for those of who are still having problems somehow, make sure your game is fully updated. Like, I mean, like fully updated. Update launcher to 6.6, what is it, 6.4? And then as you can see right here, the game is 0.92, not 0.91. So just make sure everything's updated to make sure it's fully patched. And this is going to be an update video for all this stuff. Obviously, I have a different UI because I'm using a mod. I'm using the same mod as I always have. So for the settings, basic stuff, VSync is turned off, and this is turned off because I have VSync turned on in my NVIDIA experience program. So I don't need to turn it on here. And then just all of this stuff is pretty much default for the most part, besides this. I turned it up. And then we have anti-use and MSA off, all turned off. Detail bump, steel parallax, and tessellation all turned on. I haven't really noticed anything different with these. Turning them on, turning them off, I don't really notice a visual difference, which is weird. But I do think tessellation does help with like the trees, which is really nice. And then for grass, it's slightly above default because I think default is like here, I think. And then 130, that's default at 110. And 0.6 when it's normally 0.5. And 0.6 is actually a decent height. Lighting distance, all this is pretty much the same. Medium. I think this used to be on low or something. But medium is a good middle ground because high is just... I can run high, but it's just too much for like the... Makes my graphics card run hot. But I do have this one on high, and that's medium, which I said that one was, but... We have soft water, soft particles, volumetric smoke, and wet surfaces. These are all turned off by default. I think these two are, but I think these are on. So nothing crazy. And then when it comes to the MCM, I want to talk about the new mod. Well, it's not really a new mod, but it's a mod that I've always been using. And you guys have seen it in every one of my videos. The UI rework mod, where it reworks your UI. You guys have seen me use it all the time. This mod, it's got the cool background and stuff. You guys have always seen me use it. But the guy who made it just updated it a few days ago, but I think he just posted it today. But now, instead of reinstalling the mod to configure your settings like you normally would, he implemented the mod to be in the game. So now you can just customize your settings within the MCM. So all three of these are all part of the UI mod, which is super cool. I am disappointed that he removed the old faction stuff. The old like faction background. But anyways, you have your rank, which as you can see on mine, the rank is like a ram, which is kind of cool. So you could change it, so I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. So if we change it to gamma, look how easy that is. It's literally one click. Go back, change it to version 2. Look at that. It's so simple to do this instead of reinstalling the whole mod. It's so useful. And then the faction overlay. So if we go to gamma, see now the background's different. It's so, oh, how do I keep doing that? It's just so useful. Because we have UI 1, which is like the HD version. And then we have UI 2, which is kind of like, this is like, I think this is the old school version that I'm trying to explain to you guys. He just redid it. Just looks like a little sewed patch. That's kind of cool, actually. And also, another thing, if you can see that all of my UI inventory icons are smaller, including all of this, it's all small. It's also part of the mod, which this was never actually in the mod pack. He never allowed you to actually make it small. So if we go here, small inventory, also watch this. This shit's crazy, dude. Smaller items. Now look how big they are. It's all default. This is such a cool feature because if you're playing 4K, obviously everything is smaller. I don't know if your UI is small, but if it is small, you can enlarge it. But if you're playing 1440p or 1080p, it's obviously going to be really big like this. Which if that's the case, you could just freaking shrink it. Look at that. That's super cool. It's still easy to read. You could still read the name of your weapons. You could still read the name of all of your stuff. You can still see how many numbers you have. It's super, super cool. The other feature, which is really nice, is vertical. Look at that. Now you have your weapons all switched. So you can switch between vertical and horizontal literally just like that. Now we're vertical. It's so, so nice. I'm super excited that the guy actually made the mod available to be in the game. Because it really does save us time from reinstalling it, recustomizing it over and over and over again. It's so fucking annoying. So it's really cool that he was able to implement it into the game. That's super cool. Stats bar, you could change to solid fade. No idea what that actually did. I thought it was this. I had no idea what that actually was. Stats bar style. Oh, you have to reload. Okay. You gotta reload all of these. Okay. Anyways, it changes your bar from being like, what do you want to call these, like old school, and it turns it into like a solid bar. That's pretty much what it does. But it's as simple as reloading a save. You don't have to restart the game. You just reload a save. It's so, so convenient, dude. Shout out to the guy that made this mod, dude. Inventory slot blockers. I have no idea what that actually means. A gear indicator. This is the upgrade indicator. Right here. It has a gear symbol. You can change it. You always have been able to change it. But just the customizations you could do in here is crazy. So faction overlay color. I don't really know what that actually does. Oh. Oh, that's cool. You can literally customize it. Oh, that's cool. Normally this is colored by default based on your class. So because we're loner, we're yellow, but if we were mercs, it'd be blue by default. It would always change based on what class you're playing, what faction. But now you could just change to whatever color you fucking please. That's kind of cool. Because it used to be based off what faction you're playing is what color you would be. But now he changed it to where you can literally change it to whatever the fuck you want. That's kind of cool, actually. Anyways, that's enough with the UI mod. To actual mods. So if you guys are really having like issues with your performance, I would definitely suggest going into your zombies and stalkers and mutants and stuff. Because I have tested this in the past, and it does help a little bit with performance because it doesn't spawn as many mutants or whatever at one time. So as you can see, the amount of basic zombies is 5. Spawn chance is 90. And if we go to stalkers, it's 9, but 0.1. But this is like the squad size. So obviously it takes a lot to render in a pack of freaking people. Same with mutants. You could always reduce these to reduce the amount of pack sizes, to reduce the amount of mutants in the area, so your PC's not rendering so much shit. Like, don't turn it down a lot. Just turn it down like a little bit, like maybe like 0.5 or something. You know what I mean? That's default. Look at that. That's crazy. Default is crazy. As you can see, I already turned mine down from 1 down to this. So I wouldn't recommend going much lower. Because 1 was just, whew. And then we have yaks. You turn this off so you can quick save or keep it on, whichever. I don't like weapon cover tilt because it's stupid. And then we have sorting. The way that I play my game, I have marked icons, or you can highlight them. If they're marked, it has a star, but if they're highlighted, it'll like highlight the whole item. And then we have SSS. There's no depth of field in here. There's no motion blur. None of that stuff. I think Grok actually took it out. Because usually there's weapon depth of field in here, but it's not even in the game, in the mod. I think he took it out. It shouldn't even be in the game in the first place because no one cares about it. But it's normally right here. It would usually say weapon DOF, but it's not here. But as far as like the settings, I put this on medium. I could probably play on high, honestly, because it's normally on low. But I was kind of just messing around with it. But this whole section, when it comes to like your shadows, your SSS like water reflection, like ray trace stuff, this is where you want to go to. And why is this on low? I'm pretty sure I had that on high. But yeah, this is where you want to like mess with your stuff if you want your water to look really, really just beautiful. Your flora. You know, ambient occlusion is definitely very, very huge. It makes your game look really good. But like I said, mine's on medium. This is supposed to be on high or medium. Yeah, that one's on high. Footsteps you can change. Volume. There's so much customization in here. Raindrop density. Crazy shit. The shadows. I wouldn't mess with the shadows unless you know what you're doing. And then SSR. That's supposed to be on high. Just because it's screen space reflections, which is whew. I would keep this on low if you have a really shittier computer. Like a 2080 or something. Because this is definitely going to be graphic heavy. Then you have water, which is also a part of SSR because water has reflections. So this is going to amplify this. So this is the quality of the water and this is the reflections of the water. And the water already has absurd, gorgeous reflections on low settings. So definitely mess around with that, see what happens. Wet surfaces, the wetness buildup speed. This is really cool if you're like impatient. Because water, when it rains in the game, water builds up like within like a matter of like less than 10 seconds or so. But you can make it take like a minute. You can make it take like 2 seconds. It's instant. You can do whatever you want. The wind velocity. There's just so much shit in here. And then what else do we have? Magazines, because I play with magazines, as you guys seen. So this is where I go to do my stuff. Like, I think there's... Did they take out the ammo text? There's supposed to be a... Interesting. There's supposed to be an icon saying, this thing right here. See how it shows you what ammo I have? 12 by 70, 9 by 39. That text is supposed to be in the magazine options. Along with like your money. It's also supposed to show you your weapon name right here. See how it says my weapon name? That's also supposed to be in there because that's part of your ammo, your weapons. But I'm not seeing it. Also, bullet time, bullet reload. When you load your magazines, the higher you go, the slower you load your magazines. The lower you go, the faster you load your magazines. And 4.4 is actually a little bit fast, but I prefer it like that because sometimes you kind of need to load your gun fast. And then your HUD scale. No idea what the fuck that means. Ammo icon scale. This is so useful. Mine's actually a decent size. You don't want to make it too big because then you can't see your freaking ammo. But yeah, I don't know where the list went. It's very weird. Oh, here we go. Here we go. My bad. UI improvements. This is what I was talking about. So mag info, show ammo count, show ammo short name, your money, enable, armor shows you repair type, helmet type, factions, weapon info, show weapon name, show your grenade, show your melee. So this is where you like show all your stuff, and this is how I can see my weapon name right here. Shows you all my weapon name, shows you my ammo. It just shows you all your stuff, which is really nice. Other than that, there's not too much. Drop chance. This is where you can like change all your shit. I have mine on 100% durability drops because, as I've said in my other videos, I just don't have a lot of time to play this game. I have been playing it a lot lately though, but I just don't want to like spend 40 to 50 hours to get to where I'm at right now, which is almost mid-game. It just takes too long. Also, disassemble all is a mod I'm using. It's pretty useful. It works. I haven't had any crashes with it lately. Just don't disassemble items. Like don't disassemble like 20 shovels at a time or something. You know what I mean? Don't disassemble too much, because then you might actually crash. Crafting, campfires. There's really not much other stuff that I use. And for those of you who have like really bad eyesight or something, or can't physically see through one night vision goggle, it's kind of hard to explain, but I'll show you. I'll show you what I mean. That's got double. See how that one had double? I'm on the tier 2. But yeah. See how it has 1? If you have bad eyes and you can't tolerate this because you can't see enough of the screen, you can change it and just make it a double. Because your tier 1 night vision will always be a single tube, your tier 2 will always be a double, and your tier 3 will be a quad. But like I said, if you can't physically see, like you don't have enough awareness with your night vision because of that one circle, just swap to a, or like this if you have it like that too. That's not even the right one. But yeah, dual. But yeah, I prefer double because I have more awareness on my screen. It's almost my full screen, so it's easier to see what I'm doing. But there's a lot of options, so. Blackjack, better stats, auto looter. Arrival. This is a mod I'm using. So this might look different in Grok's mod, because there actually is an artifact spawn thing, I think. But because I'm using Arrival, it looks different. So random artifact chance is 30. Artifact spawn chance is 20. But max artifacts per zone is 3. And you might think 3 is not a lot, but it's decent, because you can actually find 3 artifacts, like literally right back to back. Like pick up one, boom, there's another one, boom, there's another one, bam, there's all 3 of your artifacts right there. Not even 2 seconds, and you found all 3 of them. Sometimes that happens. And then we have anomaly modifiers. I don't really mess with these, but there's some fucking crazy anomalies in this game. I should probably turn some of these on just to see what they do. Like, what is this? Oh, that's rebounder. Disgusting. That is like the worst anomaly. But this one's really cool. I'm gonna turn some of these ones on because these are freaking trippy as shit. Yeah, let's go with that. What else we got in here? Adjustable waypoints is also a mod. Grok has it turned off by default. So all you gotta do is just type personal waypoints in your, just type in like waypoints and it'll probably come up. Yeah, personal waypoints. So turn it on. Super useful. It does exactly what it says. You can literally just like right here, set waypoint, or you can like add a pin. So like it literally does what it says. It's super, super useful. And then we have MCM, which there's nothing in there. Oh, also, I forgot about this. I skipped over it. The FOV, HUD FOV that people have issues with. So, if you look at mine, 65, 67. This sometimes gets all like fucking like all out of whack. Okay? If it gets out of whack, then go into your free zoom FOV and turn this down to 1 because it's a pistol bug, but it affects your actual field of view. So even though your pistol is what's causing it, it'll still affect your actual whole FOV and HUD, which means it'll fuck up your assault rifles and everything. Like it's everything. And your pistol is what causes it. Sometimes it'll cause it with just your assault rifles because you're switching weapons or whatever. So yeah, just turn this down to 1. I don't know if these are default. Yeah. See, this is default, so just put it at 1. And if you want ADS multiplier to be higher or lower, do that too. Free zoom multiplier. I'm assuming, if I remember right, free zoom is this, where you zoom in. You can make it like really far if you wanted to. But honestly, you get a pretty decent zoom just by normal. You know what I mean? So, yeah. As for like the gameplay settings, we have progression difficulty. We have the scale of, it's 1, which means you can sell items that are 1% durability or higher. So like parts, you can sell, but anything below 1% durability, you can't sell. And then your faction rep, I have mine maxed out because I don't want to spend hours doing it because this shit takes a long time to level. Like we're talking like 20 hours to level your rep. It's ridiculous. And money, repair costs. We have loot factor. Just to make the game a bit easier because like I said, I don't want to spend time, grinding. We have bullet hit power, so I do more damage to mutants and people to make the game more realistic, not so freaking. Because without this, man, the enemies are bullet sponges. I swear to God. This game is like beyond unrealistic, so this is huge. Fast travel. I have all these ticked so I can fast travel whenever I want without having to worry about all this bullshit. And you can change this too. I don't know how to work with stealth or disguise. Yeah, progression. There's really nothing else, really. Also, this one right here might be the same as that other mutant faction thing I was showing you, where you can like reduce the population. This might be another way to do it instead of doing it the other way. Like stalker population is 1. You could like turn down to 0.75. Or mutant population, you could turn it down lower. So this could help as well. But also for FPS, if you guys are actually using FPS, there is a dynamic despawner. Avoid deletion of NPCs with tasks. You can turn this off and it'll give you a little bit of FPS. But also, the main FPS is when you go into here, which is Control-Alt-Delete. You go into here, go to Details, right-click on Anomaly, set your priority to high, and delete your first CPU, your 0. This will give you a huge, huge FPS boost in the game. That's like your main FPS. And if you stutter, just go into your freaking thing, type in stutter, turn it on, and you're good to go. Collapse. And as far as mods, I know you guys are probably wondering what I'm actually using. I have a lot, actually. These are all the mods I'm using. This is the other HUD, but these are all the mods I'm using. There's a lot. And they'll all be in the description below, so don't worry about it. They'll all be there. I always put my mods down there in the description with all the links. But yeah, as far as like settings, this is pretty much what you want. I'm out here just doing shit. I died by an anomaly over here last time. It's horrible. I wonder if I can actually see this guy up here. Probably not, huh? Yeah, there's an anomaly like right there, dude. Hey. Where's he at? He's probably there somewhere. I can't see him though. Hello? Jesus. I was inside of a fire anomaly. I was like, what's burning me? Dude, he scared the shit out of me, man. Well, I tried. Well, there you guys go. Hopefully the settings help you. And hopefully your game runs better without the field of view and all this bullshit. Also, before we end this, I totally forgot to mention, you know, depth of field, motion blur. They're turned off by default, and if not, just turn them off, and it should work. But other than that, there is no depth of field, motion blur, FOV, blur, none of that shit's already in the game, because I already showed you guys that. There literally is nothing. Because like I said, the field of view, blur, where's SSS? Like I said, the weapon depth of field is usually inside here, and it's not. And there's nowhere else to find it. Because this is where motion blur is, not depth of field for your weapon, so. Yeah, hopefully it helped you, and enjoy your Stalker game.